Another major breaking story, this time from Politico. Documents reveal massive dark money group boosted Democrats in 2018. A little-known nonprofit called the 1630 Fund pumped $140 million into Democratic and left-leaning causes. The green wave of campaign cash that boosted Democrats and liberal causes in 2018 included an unprecedented gusher of secret money. New documents obtained by Politico show. The 1630 Fund, a little-known nonprofit headquartered in Washington, spent $141 million on more than 100 left-leaning causes during the midterm election year, according to a new text filing from the group. The money contributed to efforts ranging from fighting Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh and other Trump judicial nominees to boosting ballot measures, raising the minimum wage, and changing laws on voting and redistricting and numerous states. The spending was fueled by massive anonymous donations, including one gift totaling $51.7 million. That single donation was more than the group had ever raised before in an entire year before President Donald Trump was elected. Most of the group's funders are likely to remain a mystery because federal law does not require social welfare focused nonprofits to reveal their donors. Let me tell you something, Republicans. I have never been a fan of super PACs, of the ability to funnel unlimited funds into nonprofits who can then campaign on behalf of these organizations, of these individuals, etc. And now it seems that somebody just put $50+ million into making sure Democrats won in 2018. So why did they win in 2018? And I'll tell you what, if you do not get a handle on this, they will likely win in 2020. I know there's a lot riding on 2020. It's entirely possible that Trump takes it in a landslide based on all these metrics we've seen. But one thing you're not counting on is secret dark money schemes. It's hilarious, I might add, that it's the left, it's the Young Turks, it's the Ocasio-Cortezes complaining about money in politics. But who is benefiting from it? Yep. Makes you wonder. These people are going to run on on term limits of getting out the incumbents. But what do we see? Is Ocasio-Cortez any different? In my opinion, a little bit. I do think so. But for the most part, no. She's a celebrity-driven egomaniac. And all she does is play the game of tribe versus tribe. Does she ever talk about the problems, the mistakes? Nope, she lies and she deflects. And who is making sure people like her win? Dark money. The group's 2018 fundraising surpassed any amount ever raised by a left-leaning political nonprofit, according to experts, who pointed to the Koch network and the Crossroads network as rare right-leaning groups that posted bigger yearly fundraising totals at the height of their powers. The 1630 Fund's rise last year is a sign that Democrats and allies have embraced the methods of groups they described as dark money. Earlier this decade, when they were under attack from the money machines built by the conservatives, including the Kochs. Make no mistake, the parties have flipped. The moral authoritarians are the left. The dark money secret fundraising campaigns, the dirty schemes to get elected, are happening on the Democrat side. The nefarious and underhanded tactics, lies, and smears are coming from Democrats, and this should prove to you, if you were a Democrat at any point who was concerned about Citizens United and unlimited money being funneled into political organizations to benefit politicians, this should show you. It is flipped. The Koch brothers recently did some event with like George Soros or something, and now we can see. 2018, I wonder how the Democrats won the House, which ultimately led to the impeachment inquiry. Perhaps it was massive funneling of dark money. In terms of the size of dark money networks, there are only a few that have gone into the 100 million plus range, said Robert McGuire, the research director for the watchdog group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, and an expert in political nonprofits. These kinds of totals aren't unheard of, McGuire added. I do think they're unheard of on the liberal side. I think that's what's so striking about this. In an email, 1630 Fund Executive Director Amy Kurtz wrote that the group provides support to advocates and social welfare organizations around the country, and we are pleased with the growth we had in 2018. Oh, you're pleased? That's interesting. I thought the left was opposed to dark money and funneling unlimited funds. 1630 Fund played a role in the battle for the House of Representatives in 2018, a crucial contest for Democrats trying to seize back power after Trump's rise. The election featured dozens of Democratic candidates who decried the influence of money in politics on the campaign trail, and let me add, secretly benefited from one of the biggest dark money schemes we've seen to date. The nonprofit operated under 40 different trade names in 2018, many of which have benign-sounding local titles like Arizonans United for Healthcare, Floridians for a Fair Shake. Politico revealed in 2018 that a number of these linked groups were collectively spending millions of dollars to pressure Republican members of Congress on their stances on healthcare, taxes, and the economy through TV ads and grassroots organizing. A related organization called the Hub Project controlled the flow of money for this effort from 1630 Fund into states and districts, according to reporting by the New York Times. This year, the group is continuing to work on campaigns that Americans care about. Hub Project spokesman Dan Crawford said, including campaigns focused on healthcare, taxes, and the economy. Demand Justice, the courts-focused group helmed by former Hillary Clinton press secretary Brian Fallon, also ran out of 1630 Fund. Demand Justice spent millions of dollars on TV ads as Democrats tried to prevent Brett Kavanaugh from being confirmed to the Supreme Court in 2018. More recently, the group projected a video of Christine Blasey Ford accusing Kavanaugh of assault on the side of a truck outside a Washington gala where Kavanaugh was speaking. You want to know where the unfounded smears of Brett Kavanaugh came from? Look no further. One of the largest dark money schemes we have ever seen. In addition to the direct spending conducted under prominent trade names, 1630 Fund also distributed more than $91 million in grants to 95 other groups in 2018, according to the tax filing. These funds made 1630 Fund a major source of money for political nonprofits pushing an array of changes to state and federal law. More than $27 million of that money went to America Votes, another liberal nonprofit that describes itself as the coordination hub of the progressive community on its website. That grant by itself was nearly twice the amount America Votes had ever raised in a single year, $14.2 million, according to federal tax records. 1630 Fund also directed tens of millions of dollars directly into state-level politics, including a series of successful ballot measures. The group gave $6.25 million to a group urging passage of a Nevada ballot measure promoting automatic voter registration, as well as $6 million to a Michigan group pushing changes to the state's redistricting process. Another $2.65 million went toward boosting a Florida constitutional amendment, restoring voting rights to felons. Groups pushing minimum wage increases in Arkansas, Missouri, and other states received millions more. More than $10 million flowed from the 1630 Fund into Colorado alone to organizing supporting Democrats in state legislative races and campaigns for statewide office, as well as several more focused on expensive ballot measure campaigns. Does it sound like 2018 was a blue wave of outraged suburbanites who were seeking to oust Trump? Or does it sound like the largest dark money scheme we've seen on the liberal side ever? Perhaps a little bit of both. I don't think that just this money is enough to get them the victories, but it certainly was enough to offset incumbents and Republicans competing against it. The ballot initiative process offers an important counterbalance to the failings of partisan politics, and we are proud of our support for some of the most impactful and important initiatives in the 2018 cycle. Kurtz, the 1630 Fund executive director, wrote in an email, "The group does disclose the amount of money of each donation, which shows several strikingly large contributions. One donor gave the group $51 million, another gave $26 million, and a third gave $10 million. And the Hub Project disclosed 3 of its donors in 2017. Seattle venture capitalist Nick Hanauer, the Union American Federation of Teachers, and the Wyss Foundation, founded by businessman and environmentalist Hans-Georg Wyss. The huge size of 1630 Fund and its donations raise questions about whether it has its own independent base of donors, or if whether acts as one of part of a larger network, said Brad Capel, campaign finance lawyer at Ackerman LLP. When you see a very large contribution, which is more than a third of the money raised, that raises the possibility that other groups are funneling money to this group to distribute to individual states. Is this part of a dark money network? And what is its function? There are some signposts that partly show 1630 Fund's operators and potential sources of funding. 1630 Fund is closely tied to Arabella Advisors, a firm that advises donors and nonprofits about where to give money, and was founded by former Clinton administration appointee Eric Kessler. Kessler is president and chair of 1630 Fund, and Arabella Advisors provides business and administrative services to the nonprofit, according to the tax filing. Several of the biggest donors and organizations in Democratic politics also have public links to 1630 Fund. Potential presidential candidate and mega donor Michael Bloomberg gave $250,000 to a super PAC linked to 1630 Fund. Change Now in 2018. And the Democratic donor group Democracy Alliance, which has dozens of members, including billionaire George Soros, recommended last spring that donors invest several $1 million into 1630 Fund, according to documents obtained at the time by Politico. So there it is. We got a lot going on. And I think it's about time that people started looking into it. From the Ukrainian investigation to the FBI trying to talk to the whistleblower, and now documents revealing a massive dark money group boosting Democrats. We got dirty politics. And the Democrats who claimed they were fighting against it, I think their colors have been shown. Their true colors. When they complained that Republicans were using Koch money, they didn't actually care. When they accused Dave Rubin of taking Koch money, they don't really care. They do literally the same thing, and I hate all of it. I don't care if you're Soros. I don't care if you're Koch. I do not like that massive special interests are dictating what our country is doing. I'll leave it there. I'll see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m.